What have we got? I'm painting. Oh, now we got in the chat, let me see. Well, I've got somebody by the seams of it. Adventure Scotland, Detecting Adventure Scotland, how you doing? Alright, Luca, how you doing, Richie? Wee Man Sham, how you doing? Big Billy, how's it going? Susan Young, how are you, Susan? My dear friend, Susan. Love Susan to bits, she's the salt of the earth. Guys, let's get into it. I've been blessed today. Evening, David, thank you for coming on, mate, as a mod. Keeping an eye out for the trolls. I've been blessed today with seeing a fantastic video, a mate of mine, down south, Liam Tuftsy, giving an impassioned speech. Very funny, very funny, but deadly serious about getting his life in order. TGE, thanks for the comments. And talking about making massive changes immediately and making the most of right now. I'd love to share it, but I don't know how to share from like Instagram. But his name's Liam Tuftsy. You can search him out. You'll get him on Instagram. Give it a watch. It's one for the men. Very funny, but deadly serious. Talking about how he's let himself go. Now we all do this. I never make a secret about the fact I'm a binge eater. And if I went and seen a specialist, they would classify me as having a certain part of the spectrum of eating disorders. I had it my whole life, and that's one thing that I always have to maintain awareness of, because although I'm fit and I'm strong, my weight can fluctuate massively. A couple of stone in a week or two, easily I can just balloon up and I can rip right back down again. But my engine's always there. My engine is always there. So he was talking about the similar stuff. He'd put on massive amounts of weight. He couldn't walk by the fridge without devouring the fridge. Now this is going to ring bells with a lot of us, male, female, whatever. It's going to ring bells with all of us, some part of it. At times in my life I've struggled to walk by a fridge. I just eat. It's a coping mechanism for depression. When the darkness descends on me, I will speed by sweets, Haribos, Maltesers, and I will devour them like a squirrel. I'll hide under the bed and I'll eat and eat and eat. And then I'll get up in the morning and I'll go out and do 500 press-ups, which is the guilt. The guilt arrives in the morning. Or, you eat kebabs or stuff, and you just eat generally crap. So, I'm a binge eater, and I'm aware of it. Tuffsy's talking about changing lives. So, it kind of guilt tripped me into doing more. I don't think I'm doing enough on this channel. Now, I've had a few messages today, nothing to do with that. Guys asking me for help with fitness on the comment sections of other people's pages where I've commented saying, Alex, can you help? Give us a fitness plan. Can you do this? Can you do that? And I know probably why. Some people will think I'm exceptionally fit because I've been to the mountains. I am not. I could be very quickly. Take me a matter of 3 or 4 weeks to get exceptionally fit, because I understand fitness and I understand myself. I've been around the block a long time. I'll be 46 on my next birthday. I know how to get fit. So, and I also know how to diet and rapidly lose weight and gain the correct weight, which is lean muscle. I know how to do it. I just, a lot of the time, I can't be bothered doing it because I'm a greedy pig. So Tuftsy highlighted a lot of stuff to me, a lot of my own traits, a lot of my own behaviours, my personalities, those little quirks that we all have, the little things that we hate, the little things that we hate about ourselves. You know, so I'm gonna show my journey more, right? Billy, the Jaffa Cakes are murder, you know, they're like just one below the Hobnobs. And I seen a Christmas edition of Jaffa Cakes and it's massive. It's like, you know, that long, and I wanted to grab it. For the first time in my life I managed to walk by. Maybe I just didn't have my wallet. I reckon my memory will trip me and I'll go back and get it. I'm sure it was in B&M. Bloody hell, it looked awesome. Shouldn't have said that, Billy. I'm struggling now. You've triggered me. So I'm going to share my journey a little more. I'm going to share more fitness. I'm going to share those little explosive routines. The metre long Jaffa Cake, that's it. Lee Barrowcliff knows exactly what I'm talking about. Lee Barrowcliff said the one, it's called the metre long Jaffa Cake. Oh, you're a dancer. It wouldn't last me a night, honestly. I love tearing the orange bit out of them and eating the soft bit first, keeping the good bit last. Or is it the third day I do it the other way? Everybody's got a weird way, haven't they? So I'm going to share more fitness because people are asking me. They want to see the fitness, right? And they want to see what I'll do. Strength, conditioning. Now, it's really, really simple. You'll probably say, is that it? I'm going to talk quickly for 5 minutes about the precursor to every pro and con in your life. The precursor, the very, very beginning of every single undertaking, decision, momentum, achievement, every single thing you do in life, right, starts with what you will put in your mouth, how you fuel yourself in the morning, all right? Think what you like. This is a fact. From the minute you get up in the morning, for the next month, next 2 weeks, drink 1 pint of water. I hate water unless I'm out in the house and I can drink gallons of it. If I'm anywhere remotely indoors, I cannot drink water. Don't ask me why. So I put a little tiny bit of Rosie's lime cordial and it makes it much more palatable for me. I don't need to explain to you why I don't like drinking water, okay? But it triggers a thought of drowning, right? There you go. So I don't drink water too much unless I'm out in wide open spaces, not contained inside a house. So get up in the morning, drink some water, and then start moving. And move more. Okay? Move more. Now, I'm going to break it down really, really simple. If you get up in the morning and you go and buy a meal deal, a Monster, a Red Bull, a processed sandwich, a bag of Golden Wonder crisps, how can you expect to think rationally and process things, information accurately? How can you think you're going to function correctly when you've got zero nutrients, zero anything of nutritional value is absent? Nutrients, zincs, magnesiums, vitamins, minerals, the things that our brain requires to function, that our organs require to function and process correctly. It's really, really simple, guys. It is super simple. Okay? Hydrate your brain, right? Bowl of Frosties and a cup of tea, the breakfast of champions. It's a great breakfast, but it is not the breakfast of champions. I like Frosties and I love a cup of tea. But it's a treat. A banana, some porridge oats with a small amount of skim milk, a pinch of sea salt and a tiny bit of honey is much more nutritionally balancing than a bowl of Frosties, Cocoa Pops, or, you know, Crunchy Nut. All the things that taste good are generally not the best things. So just fuel your brain, okay? Fuel your brain in the morning. Big Butt, how you doing? Thank you. Hydrate yourself correctly. This is so simple, but everybody gets it so wrong because we are governed by convenience, right? Hi Doc, we're governed by convenience where we respond to colours, colour spectrums, things that pop out to us, you know, cereal bars, chock-a-block with sugar, absolute crap junk. People give their kids them in their play piece because it's quick. Because everybody's rushing out the door because nobody gets up half an hour earlier. Throw some porridge together, poach some eggs, scramble some eggs, fry some eggs. An egg is the best thing in my opinion, an egg is the best thing you'll consume. Regardless of what any expert on planet Earth says, an egg is a power food. An egg, an avocado, a tin of fish, a slice of fish, some of the fruits, pomegranates, you know, an apple, a banana, the absolute basics of my day are things like that. I love fruit, I devour it, I devour blueberries, I love bananas, I love apples, pink ladies, they just happen to be the dearest ones, which is a pain in the ass, but hey. So guys, hydrate correctly in the morning, get your brain functioning, right? Try this for a month, try it for, just give me 2 weeks of your time. In fact, give me 10 days, right? Gaz Carol, how you doing, Tasman? 10 days, hydrate correctly, cut things down, not out, cut them down. Don't have 3 bags of crisps at night, have 1. Cut them down, and every second night, leave them in the cupboard. Cut it down gradually. Don't chase, you know, immediate, let's do this, let's rapidly change our whole lives. Just cut it down, guys, right? Get some eggs into you, get some porridge into you. You will fuel yourself to lunch. And also, if morning, lunch and dinner doesn't suit you, because it doesn't suit me, I eat at sporadic times, but I try and make it count. But I always remind myself how gluttonous I am. If the portion's that size, I'll devour it. I'm a pig. I know what I am. So I have to remind myself that if I'm eating that tonight, then tomorrow I'm going light. Porridge oats. I'll eat 3 or 4 apples throughout the day. I'll have a banana for lunch and I'll have something, you know, back it up with something else. Probably a tin of fish. Salmon's just getting too dear, so I'll have like 1 tin a week. It's like 4 or 5 quid a tin now, it's ridiculous. So if you know any good shoplifters, you know, hit me up. So I'll go to tins of tuna, it's cheaper. Or tins of sardines, because they're cheaper than tins of mackerel. And you know, same effect. So I'll get a few tins of fish and I'll fuel myself correctly. Now, this is the best way to feel. See when you feel just before the hunger pangs start, that's where you want to be. You do not want to feel satisfied and bloated throughout your day. If you do, you are overeating, you're overfeeding your body, and your metabolism is not matching it, it's not burning it off. And guys, if you're sitting around in the house or you're in the office and you're not active, believe me, you're going to balloon. And see the minute you're carrying excess weight, right? The minute you're carrying excess weight, you're setting the bar high for yourself on a daily basis, just to function. You're actually making your day so much harder, because when you're overweight and you're saturated with food and calories and carbs and saturated fats, you are literally 20 or 30% of yourself, okay? Hi Danny, how you doing, mate? You're literally making life difficult for yourself on an astronomical scale. Believe me, you are. You don't need a guru, you don't need a PT, you don't need to be paying somebody £100 a month. Just get the basics into you. The basics. When Jim was up the other day, we were talking about the basics. The value of a tin of beans, a tin of fish. I live so basic. I love some French toast. I won't waste anything, right? I won't waste anything. Somebody's asking about sleep. We'll come to that in a sec. Eat for performance. If you've got a big day ahead of you, as Kez is saying, get some pasta into you. Carb up. If you've got a big day ahead of you, a big day in the mountains, big day at work, physical, digging a garden, laying a patio, you know, travelling, get some carbs into you. Fuel yourself. If you're sitting doing paperwork all day, don't eat a gigantic bowl of, you know, pasta. It's just going to sit there and do nothing. And it's going to convert glycogen, glucose, you know, it's going to just end up as fat. It's going to sit and your body is not going to burn it off. You're going to be bloated all day, and by your genetic makeup, by the conditioning of life, at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, you will put the dinner on and you will put more food in on top of the food that's already sitting there, that's not been consumed by, you know, excess. You've not burnt it off. It's not been burnt off. So you now have a abundance of carbs which will convert, because you're going to go to your bed soon on a full stomach. And it just lies there, and you get up in the morning, and if you're not active again, you eat. Guys, we overeat as human beings. Human beings in the past 25, 30 years have changed in shape dramatically. From the building sites with lean men with their tops off, it's now beard bellies and guys with huge builds. Guys are just built huge now. Women are built completely differently to what they were in the 50s and 60s and 70s. It's food. Food is the killer. How you doing, Mads? Mads with 2 Ds, that's a change, you've changed that. It was Mads with 1 D. I notice everything you see, very, very sharp. So, don't overeat, okay? Don't overthink. Stick to the basics. 10 days, plenty of water throughout the day. And I hate drinking water, but I'll do it for you guys so that you see the process. Eat moderately and only what you require to fuel your day, and think about fueling yourself for performance, okay? Try and fuel yourself for performance. Try and feed yourself minerals, mineral-rich foods, nutrient-rich foods, proteins, you know, high-quality fats. Not all fats are bad, that's a total myth. Saturated fats are bad. High-quality fats. You have trans fats. There are so many different types of fats. I'm not going to bore people with the detail, but if somebody wants the detail, I'll give you it. I'm very interested in food. Food is what makes you, or food is what breaks you. If you live in kebabs, you will perform like a kebab, okay? You will look messy and you will taste funky. If you live on salmon, you will navigate the river better, like a salmon. There's an analogy for you, okay? Boiled water in a glass bottle, is that okay? Of course that's Paul. My mate distills everything out the tap, Big Dale. He distills constantly. I do like a bottle of mineral water, and I can drink it, but I just generally prefer it with a small bit of flavour. Perhaps not the flavour from the factory. Some Rosie's lime cordial, something like that. And a little pinch of sea salt in a 2 litre bottle with some Rosie's lime. See that little pinch of sea salt? Stops the... I get cramps in my hands. Cramps, you know, round here in my triceps for some reason. So I try and fuel myself and keep the salt. Salt's very important. There's lots of myths about salt. If you're obliterating your food with salt, everything in abundance is a problem. Overabundance. Moderation is key. So people live in, MK Don's talking about eating beef, people live on stuff. They go, just eat beef, just eat turkey, just eat chicken, right? All of this chat. Why? Why only eat one thing? Why not enjoy food? Enjoy food, but be realistic. If you're going to, you know, compound yourself with massive portions of everything all the time. Susan's saying it's very graphic, but it gets the message across. If you're going to just top up all the time, you're going to put on weight, and everybody is doing something that adds to the problem. Medications can make your organs slow down. You put on weight. Medications, you retain water because your body is desperate for more fluids to break down those medications and help your organs filter and pass them through. Requires much more zap him, David Numpty. No good shape. What you need to do, right, there's somebody asking about litres of water. Everybody's different. There are no two people the same, right? Congratulations, David. There he's had to zap his first idiot. You've earned your dough tonight, my man. Well done. So, Gary, I can't answer for me personally, right, because I'm so sporadic. I have to remind myself constantly about water, and I'm guilty of missing the boat all the time, Gary. Literally, people will say, oh, drink it until you're peeing constantly. Why? Why do you want to be peeing constantly? I'm too busy to be looking for toilets all the time or jumping behind a bloody tree. You know, I'll drink when I feel the need, but sometimes when I put the bottle to my mouth, I literally neck the whole bottle. That's my body saying, I needed that, give me some more. Because I'm forgetful with water, and I'm totally guilty of it. I am probably rarely correctly hydrated. I'll say that. I'm rarely correctly hydrated. I sweat a lot, and I'm pretty well made, you know, so I need fluids. I need them, but I'm guilty of not doing it enough. So Gary, good point. Litres, I couldn't tell you. People say 6-8 litres a day. I would be up all night, and I would be, you know, constant. I try and just remind to take a mouthful, you know, have it sitting next to you in a van, wherever you are at your desk in your office, just sip away, sip, don't guzzle, just sip, 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 sip. Wee tiny pinch of sea salt in the morning, just once. I'm a big believer in the salt, wee tiny pinch of it, and balance the books, and just, you know, peck away at it. I drink a lot of tea, you know that. I drink a lot of coffee when I'm in the mountains. When I'm off of the hills, I don't drink as much coffee because I'm using the caffeine up there for the charge. You know, I'm heading for the top, I'm on the hoof. I need the caffeine. The caffeine is the best drug in the world when you're in the mountains. Nothing else required. So food's a massive thing. So I'm going to talk a lot about training and food, but not to the point where I just saturate the channel with that. But see, for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to try and share some tips and a little bit of training with you, just because my mate's doing it, and he's doing it for men because he genuinely wants the best for men. Not that he doesn't want the best for women, but as Liam puts it only the way Liam can, he says, I won't do anything for women because I'm not a woman and I don't understand how women think, but I am a man and I know how men think, you know, and I can't fault him for that. So I'll try and do it so that it works for the ladies in the group as well, and we'll try and come up with something for everybody, okay? Because really, fitness is generic, you know what I mean? It's, guys will say, people will say, oh, this is a routine for men. Well, men and women can do similar routines, okay? It's movement and momentum and resistance training will get anybody fit. Resistance, compound movements, it will get anybody in shape. Anybody can get in shape. Do not believe that you are ever too far gone, okay? Because people talk crap. Susan's saying, "You are the real McCoy." I'm gonna take that she's talking about me and not somebody else. What else did she say? I love listening to all this stuff, makes perfect sense. I'm glad it makes sense, Susan. You know how I'm passionate about it. I want people to feel healthy, I want people to feel the best of themselves. It's really important. So cheers. And no one is ever too far gone. I don't care if you're 20 stone, right? There is a road back. There is a road back for everybody. There is a road back for anybody. You are never, never out of the fight. Never ever out of the fight. If that's beaten and you can open them and you can stand up, you're still in the fight. Okay? So remember that. Queen Bee's saying that she feels almost caused. What is that? Say again, Queen Bee. Let me know what you mean. I'll get back to you. And if we can help you, we'll help you. Okay? Gary keeps a pint of water at the fridge. Every time he opens the fridge, he drinks a bit of water. But by the way, guys, that's a great tip. I don't do that, and I probably should, because I'm bloody never away for looking for cheese in a fridge, or looking for cheese in a cupboard, or looking for cheese anywhere. I'm like a mouse. So that's not a bad point, guys. And see what he's just said there. It's absolutely simple as anything. Peter, how you doing? Gary's simple fix. Stick a pint of water. Doesn't need to be cold. Stick a pint of water next to your fridge. Every time you go looking for the chocolate, look, you'll take a bit of water. Dead simple. Here's a great tip. That's probably the tip of the day. And it's the most simple thing in the world, and I didn't think it up. Gary did. Just like that, somebody's helped us. So I'm going to try that. Queen Bee, sorry, before we forget, said that she feels like a lost cause. You're absolutely not a lost cause, right? Because as I just said a minute ago, there is a way back for anybody. There's a way back for anybody. You're never out of the fight. Please believe me when I say that. People feel written off because the inevitable happens. Life gets on top of them, and a few things don't go right, and a few things don't go their way, and before you know it, a small problem has manifested itself into a gigantic problem, and people get damaged because they damage themselves by overanalyzing the most simple things. Not everyone wants the best for you that's round about you. So don't surround yourself with people that are not rooting for you. And if someone can't tell that you're not at your best, then they're not probably thinking about you too much. I know some people in the chat personally. So I want the best for those people, but see the people in the chat that I don't know, I want the best for you as well. If you're here hopefully for the right reasons. So why would I not want the best for everybody? My message is for all of you. Just like if you see somewhere I could improve my life, then share it with me. I want to hear it. Because I want the last part of my life, I'm open to suggestion. I want the best for me. I want the best life for me. I want to try and see what is available. Queen Bee, you stay with us, right? And we'll help you. I've felt lost at times in my life. It will pass. Okay? Don't write yourself off. It will pass. And we'll help you. We'll get there. We'll find a way. We'll find something that works for you. Just bear with us. Okay? So, water, food. Look at food as fuel just for the next 10 days or 2 weeks. Instead of going crazy in the shopping and filling it up with all the goodies and all the comfort stuff, knock it in the head for a couple of weeks, cut it right down, and, let's try and just moderate. Not cut out, just moderate. And when you moderate, someone mentioned sleep. Sleep will work itself out. It might not be perfect. I'm not a perfect sleeper. Some nights I'm crazy, I'm all over the place. Other times I sleep well, but not all the time. Everything will work itself out. when you get everything beforehand in order, get your diet in order, get fitter, lose some weight so that there's less exertion and less pressure on your lungs and your heart and your blood circulation. Guys, it's all the same machine. I say it all the time. It's one big machine. If one part of it is getting abused and one part of it is getting overburdened, the rest of it will suffer. You can't stress one side of an engine and expect it just to service the rest of the engine and do its job. If you overburden that side of the engine, something else is going to give. Your body's exactly the same. It's a tool. So if you don't fuel it correctly, if you don't fuel your body correctly, you're going to fail yourself. That's not going to work right. All of a sudden, you're going to start looking for supplementation, usually suppressants, antidepressives. You're going to look for other answers, and someone somewhere is going to give you those answers. Someone's going to give you those answers, and a lot of the time they're the wrong answers. Prescribe you them. When did you last go into a doctor's, right? Telling them you're feeling down, and he actually said, how's your diet, how's this, how's that? Boxes and boxes of tablets, there you go, there you go, there you go. When eating is a gigantic part of your mental well-being, fuel yourself correctly, and this will work in unison. It will resort to type. It will start to do what it's meant to do. And you'll start to feel like you used to feel when you felt good before you felt bad. Because when you feel bad, you binge, you look for comfort. Comfort, the easiest find is convenience. Convenience is food. It is everywhere. Grab it. Okay? It's great to see people in the chat giving someone in the chat support. Brilliant. I salute you all for doing that. I can see it in the comments. I don't even need to say anything. Absolutely brilliant. Very, very supportive. Power to the people. Power to you guys. I could just sit here and watch the comments. That's what it's all about. That's the name of the game. As Frankie says, it's all about balance. If you don't have balance, you've got nothing. You don't need £1 million. You don't need this. You don't need a mansion. You don't need a new car like the neighbours have got. You don't need a £200 t-shirt and £300 trainers. You need balance. You don't need abundance. You need moderation. You need balance. That's all you need. Me and Susan, we've spoke many times, right? We've spoke many times about many things, and it always comes back to balance, moderation. What makes you happy? The simple things. A walk down the beach, a coffee, a wee 10 minutes of somebody's time that actually cares about you and is concerned about your well-being and wants the best for you. You cannot put a value in that. Can't put a value on it. It's so important. And when people genuinely want the best for you, see if you're overdoing it on the bevy, eating like a glutton and killing yourself with food, because food can kill you faster than a bullet, believe me, it can. And you don't need to be dead to be dead. When you obliterate yourself with poor quality food for long periods of time, you become the walking dead. See if someone is allowing you to get yourself into a predicament where you are massively overweight and unhealthy. That someone doesn't care about you. If your partner has let you get into a predicament where your health is getting you down and creating your mental burden, then they're not helping you. And that might sound ruthless, but someone being around you and allowing that to happen is reckless. It's recklessly endangering your existence, because you're becoming the worst version of yourself by being allowed to indulge and binge and just repeat behaviours all the time. If somebody came to me and I had let myself go dramatically and someone didn't notify me and elbow me and say, Alex, what's going on with you? You've always kept yourself in decent shape. Why do you look like that? That's what I want, friends that do that, right? Okay, I've got good friends that would say that to me. I might not see them all the time, but they would come to me and say, why have you like, WTF, what the F is happening's just said. Your stomach is your second brain. Stomach health is important, so take a prebiotic or a kefir, sauerkraut, etc. Brilliant. Not everybody agrees with probiotics and all the rest of it, but exactly what they said there, as what WTF said there, that is your second brain. It thinks, it sends out signals, feed me, feed me, feed me. And if you don't control those signals, and those signals are out of sync because of other stuff, chemicals, alcohol, you know, poor mindset, low esteem, depression, binge responses, then that second brain is going to send you crazy, because it's going to want fed all the time, chasing comfort, chasing comfort, chasing comfort. Fridge, food, cupboard. Guys, we could go on and on. You're getting the picture. Of course, these are getting the picture. These are intelligent people. And we're learning every day, aren't we? We're learning about ourselves every day. Scottish Ramblers. Me and him are going to catch up very soon. Kyle, we're going to catch up and we're going to get up a mountain somewhere. We might do a really nice mountain, I think, Kyle. We might go and go off the beaten track somewhere and try and build some good content. Liverpool Mongrels and Strays has said, Alex, you seem to carry weight around your stomach. Let me see. Do you find it hard to shift? As I'm the same. Liverpool, that is where I carry weight, right? And I always carry it in my face. But listen to me, right? I don't find it hard to shift. I'm lazy with it. I could shift it in 10 days. I'll take my top off in the next couple of days, right? And I'll do a twirl, right? As you can see, I'm solid, right? And look, I'm solid, but I carry weight on top of it. Now, I'll do a twirl with my top off, no problem at all. And then for 10 days, all I'll do is I'll make small, subtle changes, right? And I'll just cut out a wee bit and a wee bit and a wee bit. And I'll maybe only eat half a packet of hobnobs a night. And that'll just fall off. My stomach will flatten and I'll go 10, 12 days, job done. So I like your honesty and I like the fact you called me out on that. You didn't call me fat boy, you didn't fat shame me. You just said you've got a bit of beef on you. So I like you, you can stay. So I do carry weight there, but underneath it I'm solid, right? You get the man boobs, I'm 45, I'm nearly 46. Carry a bit of beef, but everywhere else, you'll not pinch a bit of fat. I'm absolutely solid, but I like the hobnobs too much. I like a wee extra bit of sugar in my tea. I like this, I like that. You getting me? I'm a glutton. But I do carry fat. And even in my 40s, I still know how to shift it. I don't need to shift it. I'm not running a race. I'm not in competition with anybody. I do my own thing. And when you go into the mountains for a few days, you need a bit of fat in you because you lose it rapidly, especially when you're hoofing it. But so I can put it on, I can drop it off. Great point, well spotted. I'm glad that you're looking at my belly and know my nice blue eyes. So cheers for highlighting that. You made my night. Only kidding. Anyway, guys, I'm sure you are getting the picture. And I hope it's been interesting. Fitness is important. Fitness is important to your well-being. It's not the be-all and end-all, right, of a lot of people's life, but it's very important in my life. if I'm not fit, I can't function. A couple of times in my life, through one or two other things, I was relatively unfit. During a long bout of depression, let myself go, and I start breathing shallow and stuff and struggling, and some guys went by my house, right, and I just built a big lovely fence. This was a long time ago, and I built a big lovely fence, and they came down this alleyway drunk and kicked holes in my brand new fence, right, and I was stood there in my drive. You know, you can imagine what happened, crash, bang, wallop, and I was out of breath, and I was like, oh, geez, oh, gonna feel that in the morning. They would have felt it more than I did, but believe me, I was out of breath, and that kind of haunted me. So what I try and do is remind myself not to let myself get out of shape again, because you never know when fitness is going to be required. I live a fairly, at times, extreme life. Fitness can be required. At the drop of a hat with me, you may have to perform or exert yourself at any time. Okay? It can happen at any time, guys. So anyway, yeah, try and keep fit. And honeycomb matchmakers, oh, I've not tried them. I'm mint matchmakers. Don't like the orange, they're alright, but they're no mint. Mark H, eat better for 10 days, moderate, drop a few things off the menu, plenty of water, cut down on the bits and the bobs, and just see how you feel. 10 days, I'll do it as well. I'll happily shame myself. I don't normally take my top off. It's not my thing. However, I will for the content of the next couple of weeks, quite happily, and we'll see how it goes, won't we? And in me doing that, I'm giving myself to the cause, and hopefully I will show you what can be achieved with small, subtle changes. Just dropping a couple of pounds, 2 pounds, make you feel so much lighter in your feet. So there you go. Happy days. Anyway, I like when people share their stories, and I like when people, thanks to Stag, I like when people are honest about what they're doing. What was that there? When do the 10 days start? Right, I've got half a packet of hobnobs left, so, and I've got a big box of Maltesers, so I think we'll maybe start, what day is this? Let me start on, oh, I've got my mate's funeral on Friday, so let me start, let me start tomorrow, okay? There we go, start tomorrow. We'll not make excuses. See what my brain done there, so instantly looking for excuses to eat those Mars bars, those Maltesers and those hobnobs, instantly looking for excuses. That's the gluttonous in me, that's the binge eater in me. I'm trying to massage the rules a wee bit and allow a wee margin for error, you know. I'm trying to squeeze it in. So there you go. What are we saying? I like the crack, guys. I'm seeing that you're all just talking to each other. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. There's quite a lot of people in the chat tonight, so I'm very grateful for any new joiners. I'm seeing a few new names, and no one's trolled me or called me a plonker yet, so thanks very much. Very grateful. Anyway, I am 45. Someone asking. I'm 45. I'll be 46 on my next birthday, and I'm in reasonably good shape, I think. You know, I'm in reasonably good shape. I look after myself. I like my grub, but yeah, I'm fit. I've got a decent engine. So I'll start tomorrow. I'll start screwing the nut tomorrow, and I'll get on it. And I won't get on my A game. LFC, cheers. I won't go on my A game. I won't start. You know, I'm not going to go into starvation diets, because I get hypoglycemic. I can't do it. I've got to eat. I've got to have carbs. So I'll just avoid the later in the day cups of teas with the sugar. I'll cut some sugar out in the tea and I'll just moderate. That's all I'm going to do is moderate, right? Don't panic, Paul. I know guys at 50 that are in the shape of their life. The shape of their life at 50, so don't panic. Just grab it and handle it better. Right, I'm going to get off. As much as you guys are enjoying the chat, I'd love to keep on, but I'm between coats of paint here. So, age is just a number. You better believe it, Dot. Age is just a number. I'm liking all the comments. See the zero, Hope Springs is saying about the zero sugar thing. Can't do it, doesn't work for me. I like a wee thing now and again, a wee treat, because I'm not going to be in the front cover of Men's Health, so I don't need to starve myself down so you can see my abs. I don't perform well when I'm skinny. I'm a built guy. I've always been built. I've got a 44-inch chest, you know. I'm not meant to be skinny. I wouldn't fit in a set of skinny denims. I've got big arms, I've got big shoulders, I've got a big set of traps. It's just, you know, I'm never going to be skinny, it ain't happening. There I go, I'm making excuses again to have that sugar in my tea. See, I'm terrible, man. I've got something missing. Yeah. Anyway, zero sugar. I would maybe try it, but it'd take me a while to cut it out, because I know if I do it immediately, I end up rattling for it. Like when I cut the coffees down at the end of the climbing season, you know, March, April time, when I slow down in the coffee, all of a sudden I get the old headaches, the caffeine headaches. So, night, Peter, all the best, mate. Cheers for coming in. Thanks, Peter. I get the pangs, and the same thing when I rapidly like change my diet one day. If I just go up and say, right, I'm being dead strict today, by 5 o'clock at night I've got a pounding headache. So I have to do it slowly. That's why in the next 10-12 days I'm not going to do anything extreme. I'm just going to change a few little subtle behaviours, and we'll just see the belly, the V coming. I'll tighten up around the chest. I'll just tighten up. I'll lose a little bit off my face and not too much. I'll try and shift a few pounds, you know, and I'll just do it subtly. And if everybody just does it subtly, then in 10 days' time we can all have a chat about achieving something. Collectively we've achieved something. We've egged each other on. Hope Springs, thank you very much for coming on, thank you. So, you see what I'm saying? Roberto, brilliant mate, cheers. All we have to do is just egg each other on, guys, and all we have to do is want the best for one another. Genuinely want the best for one another. I want people to be healthy, happy, have good lives, not suffer from ailments and illnesses that can be avoidable by taking some really simple steps beforehand, before it gets to that stage. Don't allow yourself, you've got one life, you've got this very life you're living now, so try and keep yourself in a decent shape. Usual signal went there, that's a bit weird, that's never happened here. Thank you, Craig, I appreciate it. Neil McKechnie, kidney problems. Neil, my thoughts are with you, mate. I'm not going to say anything about that. You'll know all about it. I can only wish you well in your journey, and I really hope that you find something that works for you, mate, and you get a little bit of your health back. So, thoughts are with you, brother. All the best. Guys, illness can happen at any time. There's a lot of things that we can't do anything about, but there's a lot of things we can do something about. We can do something about what we put in our mouths and what we fuel ourselves with. As I said earlier, if you fuel yourself with kebabs, you're going to end up looking like a kebab. So take yourself seriously. I take myself seriously. I want to live for another 30 or 40 years, and I want to be able to function. I don't want to not be able to function. What good are you to anybody? What good are you to yourself if you can't function? Yeah, you can be unlucky and have this or that, lose the mind, whatever. That's just can't be helped. Right, Roberto, thank you very much, Roberto, much appreciated. Guys, take yourself serious. Start taking yourselves serious. Start looking at yourselves and saying, what do I want out of life? See what you want. See what you want to go out and grab. You will be able to grab it so much easier if you are fit. Right? I don't drink alcohol. That's my choice. All that is another burden that I don't need. I don't need that burden of alcohol, hangovers Monday morning. You know, people wake up on a Monday morning and they're desperate for Friday to come so they can drink again. I'm dying for Monday to come so I can smash a weekend. And I'm dying for tomorrow because I want to do something. I want to see what's happening. I'm not, I want to live every day. I don't have Fridays and Saturdays. I have 7 Mondays. I've got 7 Mondays in a week. The weekends are irrelevant. It's all, just get up and go for it. Make every day count. I don't want to know what's happening next week. I want to know what's happening right now. People are nuts. They get up on a Monday, they're dying for Friday to come round again so they can get tore into some wine. That's no living. Sorry to offend, that is not living. I'm 7 years off alcohol. I will never drink again. I've got no interest in alcohol. Don't mind anybody that does. I am not preaching. I was a big drinker. I was a ringleader in the drinking culture, in the services and in my friend circle. We were never at the pub. No interest in it at all. Don't even think about it. Brian, 29 years, fantastic, incredible, brilliant. Because you do get dropped from social circles when you're not a drinker. People say, I'll say, oh, I seen you were at a wedding or a christening. I didn't think to invite you because you don't drink. But I eat. So I could have came and ate all the food and ate all the cake while you get steaming. But you stop getting invited to stuff. People are nuts. Their lives revolve around booze. Oh, we didn't invite you, you don't take a drink. Don't talk to me then. Dead simple. Just like that. Cut it off. Sometimes to be successful you've got to be ruthless. And I am both ruthless and at times in my life I have been successful. Today I judge my success in how I feel in the morning and how I feel at the end of the day. What do I mean by that? If I get to the end of the day and I've done nothing, I've achieved nothing, and if I haven't made somebody feel good or tried to do something decent for someone, then I haven't had a successful day. I now judge my successes on anybody that lets me know. Cheers for that, Alex. I really appreciate that. You helped us out with something there. That's it. Or just a kind word. If someone takes the time to contact me and say, how you doing, Alex? I was just thinking about you there, checked in. That's a successful day because you have obviously had an effect in that person's life positively to the point where they've thought to get in touch with you and let you know how they are or ask how you are. That's a success. That's something positive. So I judge myself in the morning, I judge myself at night, and I try and be decent. Okay? That's what I try and do. And that's important. That's important. Would you agree? Yeah. So I talked to a couple of people in the chat. I like to know they're well. It's important to me. They ask me if I'm well. And that must be important to them, that I'm alright. That's a good thing. The longer you don't hear from anyone, you're able to come to the conclusion that you're no longer an important entity to them. it's spent. Don't stress about it. Just redirect your energy and make yourself healthy and make yourself happy. It is as easy as pie when you understand the basics and you stop living for other entities that do not appreciate you. Say no more about it, okay? Right, I'm off ski. I've got paint to throw at walls, so it's been a blast. I've been inspired today by a few people. Great talking to you all. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you, David Milne, for being a mod tonight. Seen him zapping a few flies. Brilliant, love it. They'll always try and get through the net, but hey, such is life, eh? Sticks and stones. Neil, Richie, Susan, everybody, LFC, Paul, Dot, Luca, loads of these, Wee Man, Hatchet Henry, Frankie, Paul the Hat, Fish in Caledonia, Grim Up North, The Stag, brilliant names, Dot, Neil McKechnie, Queen Bee, Michael Allen, and anybody else that come in that's new. We had some good numbers up tonight, so I'm very grateful for that. And Gong the Gopher, Pixie, brilliant, brilliant. Right, Kit Kat's away to your kip. Tangerine Dreamer, brilliant guys, right, thank you very much. Love you all, take it easy. Good night. Roberto, thank you very much. Chris, thank you very much. Night, night, guys. Cheers, David.